Hello, everyone, and welcome to the MySpace podcast. I'm your host, Miley, and today I'll be reviewing the book Reserved by Bridget L. Rose. This is book number 5 of the Pit Stop series, but they're all, in a way, standalone, so you can just read them alone, I guess. That is what a standalone is. This also has a second part to it, so this book is cut up into 1 and 2. So let's get into it. Rating. So, I give this book a 7 out of 10. And here's why. So, there were some parts in the dialogue that just didn't feel natural, and it just didn't flow together that well. So, it was a little hard to read. But other than that, it was a really cute book, and love how relatable the characters are, and that they aren't going to break up. Because the author said that there's no third act breakup, so love that. I hate when they break up and then get back together, and I'm like, what's the point? There's none. POV. It's first person, and it switches between Adrian and Nevaeh. And that's, it just switches between their POVs. There's no others. Genre. Romance. And it's an F1 romance, so got F1. I am reading this book and filming because F1, it is the start of the 2026 season, so I thought, why not, Plot/storyline. I don't really remember what I wrote in here, so let's just go. So, first off, Nevaeh and Adrian meet, and then there are a lot of time skips in this. A lot of time skips. So they meet, then there's a time skip. They are both attracted to each other, as you can see after 3 months they're still thinking of each other. She gets a job as an F1 journalist. It's not the job that she wanted, but she's like, I'll work with it. We then meet Lincoln, who is basically going to end up being the antagonist in this book. Then Nevaeh and Adrian run into each other again because of her job. But, yeah, And then, so they run into each other again. Oh, something fell. The F1 season starts, and then so does her work because, she's a journalist, an F1 journalist, and now she has to go follow them around the races. Also, her contract at the work where she's working says that she can't date any drivers. This will come up later. And we all know that if there's a rule like this, then something's going to happen, and then the secret's going to come out. We all know it's going to happen. Or at least I do. I just told you. So for the beginning of her work, so she kind of goes into 2 places, I guess, in her job. There's the beginning, and then there's the end. So the beginning, she's working for someone, and in the end, she's independently. So in the beginning, it just kind of becomes worse and worse, and we don't know why, but it does. It just worse and worse. During this time, she gets close to some of the drivers, especially the ones that are friends with Adrian. And also, she gets closer to him as well, of course. And then there's a switch, and her work becomes better. And she ends up having to move to Monaco. And where she gets even closer to Adrian, Valentina, and Gabriel, which is kind of the main group there. Valentina is Adrian's sister, and Gabriel is Valentina's fiance. And and because of her new independent work, she becomes closer to the drivers. Somebody in her family isn't particularly happy with her moving to Monaco, and I'll get into that later. And then during this, so I didn't talk about Adrian at all, but during all of this, Adrian's trying to figure out his own feelings because he's never felt like this towards a girl, and he's never wanted to, but now he does. So and then more things happen. they decide to do something. We all know what it is. But we may all have different ideas of what that is, but they're all probably correct. Their life is honestly pretty good for a while. Like, not amazing. Of course, there's gonna be something that happens and stuff. But then things go down, and then the book ends. And yeah. And now we're waiting for the next one. I'm kidding. Now I have to go read the next one, because that's when everything literally just... That's when all the reactions are gonna be. And I can't wait. Nevaeh. So, she wanted to be a professional tennis player, but that dream was basically taken for her when she got hurt, and she got this really bad injury. So then she decided, like, okay, so if I can't become a professional tennis player, then I'll just, become a journalist. But that doesn't really work out, because they don't have, the place that she goes to doesn't have an open spot, so she ends up in F1. Yeah. She has really bad anxiety, which is honestly really relatable. I have anxiety too. Not as bad as her, but, it makes her relatable to have something in common, Her anxiety also came about because of her injury, and I'm guessing some other things in her past just kind of helped it grow and get this bad. Also, she tends to over-explain or say truths she doesn't really mean to say because of that anxiety, which, honestly, I can understand because I do the same thing. She has a love-hate relationship with her parents. Like, she loves them, but sometimes she would rather never see them again. And this is with both her mom and her dad, but for different reasons. She also doesn't seem to have many friends, like, outside of F1 or anything, which honestly is kind of sad, and I would like to see, like, her other friends and stuff. She can't just have no friends, Lastly, she likes country music. I love country music. She loves country music. So similar. Now, to Adrian. So, he's an F1 driver. He is working to get the title, the world champion title. So he's basically been a playboy his whole life, and he's also known as the heartbreaker of F1. And he doesn't want a relationship. And that's because his mother had left when he was a kid, and he was really close to her. So he basically doesn't want to be left and abandoned again by someone he cares about. Then he meets Nevaeh, and it's like, I want to spend the rest of my life with her. And like everything that he's sworn off and everything, he was just like, I don't care. I got new rules now. And he's also said that he's more at risk of a broken heart more than she is. Like, she'll still have a broken heart if they break up, but like, if they break up, I feel like he's gonna be more of like, he'll literally fall apart. Like, there's no way to get them back together. Like, he's already barely holding on by like a string. Like, he's really close to just breaking. He cares about a lot of people, and he's really nice. He blah 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 blah. He doesn't like open up to a lot of people. There's only like a select group of people that he really cares about. Deep down, he doesn't think like he's good enough to win, which is honestly kind of sad. And somebody exploits that. He'd do anything for Nevaeh and would wait forever for her. Like, he literally would. He's in love with her. He loves her. They love each other. And also, lastly, he likes country music as well. So, now to the other characters. I'm going to start with Nevaeh's side. So, her dad. Her dad is the manager of an F1 team, and basically her whole life he would put that over anybody else in his family. So he missed a lot of her more important things when she was younger, and that put a rift between them. And he likes to think that he knows her, but he really doesn't. And he's also... Their relationship is kind of iffy. Like, she sometimes hates him and sometimes she doesn't. Which, yeah. Now to her mom. Whew. She likes to be all up in people's businesses, especially Nevaeh's. She wants Nevaeh to have a job that gets her a lot of money, and just so she's she can provide for herself. She thinks Nevaeh is being too emotional and immature about things. Like, oh my god, lady, just shut up. She also thinks that Nevaeh is living her life and doing things for a guy, and she gets really angry when Nevaeh decides to move to Monaco and thinks she's doing it because of Adrian, which she's not. She's doing it for her job. So there's all that, and this drives a rift between them because she just won't listen to Nevaeh. See? Which I'm just like, come on, lady. And there's more. Like, with the parents, there's a lot more. So you just have to, like, read it to see all that relationship stuff. Nova, she is Nevaeh's sister. They seem close, but not super close, and I feel like we need more of that relationship. Nova also has a girlfriend. Her name is Eileen, and Eileen is deaf, which is honestly pretty cool. Love having the, like, different stuff in here. I feel like we have a good mix of everything. Lincoln. Like I said, he's an antagonist. He's an ass. He said some really rude things. Okay, first off, we're going to start with this. He and Nevaeh were really good friends when they were younger, and they were, like, inseparable, and she had a super big crush on him, and she liked him. However, he said some really rude things to Nevaeh right after she had the injury that shut down her professional tennis player career, which then basically made her hate him. Like, she hates him now. And it was honestly kind of rude. I'm not going to say it because I just it was about her, it was about not being able to continue because, like, she wasn't going to make it anyways. That's basically what it was. Really rude. Like, if somebody said that to me right after I got injured and I couldn't do what I loved and what I wanted to do, like, I'd be, like, kick you out of my life. He's in love with Nevaeh and thinks that he still has a chance with her. And he doesn't recognize how much his words had hurt her and still hurt her. In that there's no way she's going to ever, like, actually fully forgive him. So he keeps on trying and he keeps on doing things he shouldn't do. He keeps on pushing, which just makes her hate him even more. He's also very emotional and doesn't know how to keep those in check. And he's also the one who basically exploits Adrian's little things that he thinks deep down that he needs to figure out. Don't like him. He needs to... He's basically just angry at Adrian He's angry at Adrian for taking Nevaeh from him, basically. And yeah. Now to Adrian's side. Valentina. So, she is Adrian's younger sister. She pushed her way up into F1, which is very inspirational. So basically in this book, she is the first girl to be an F1 driver. She loves Nevaeh, and they're basically like sisters. I cannot speak today, can I? Her fiance is Gabriel, and they have their own other book. I think it's a part 1 and a part 2 as well. I haven't read it yet. This is the first F1 romance I've read. Then there's some other characters. Leonard and James, they're both really good friends of Adrian. Leonard, in a way, is like Max Verstappen. I don't know who James would be, but Leonard seems like Max. Yeah, so that's about it. Also, Leonard has his own story. James, he also has a son, and he's in love with Valentina, who's also called Val. That's a whole other complicated thing that I don't particularly understand, because, like, he only has eyes for Valentina, but then he has a son, and the mother isn't Valentina, so I don't know. I don't know. Spoilers. Ending. We're gonna start there because all the other stuff kind of falls under it. her bosses find out that she's been dating Adrian, and because of that no dating drivers policy, they fire her. And also, one of them is pretty angry at her, saying that she lied to her, but also, like, and saying that every time that she asked if Adrian and her were a thing, Nevaeh said no. But honestly, that only happened once, and they weren't even a thing there, so I'm guessing it happened more times, but, like, it just wasn't said. She learns about what her dad did. I talk about that below. Her dad does something, like, and it hurts her, and I know that relation, and it basically just, it's gonna ruin the relationship. Now to switch to what happens with Adrian, because both stuff happened to both of them. So, turns out his mom was still alive, which we knew. She just wasn't part of the book, but now she's here. And I don't know how that's gonna mess him up, but it's gonna do him good. It's gonna things are gonna happen. And there's also a chance there's a chance that his mom is Miss Martin, who is one of Nevaeh's bosses, and the one who was really hurt about and got really angry that Nevaeh lied to her about not being in a relationship with Adrian. Which honestly kind of makes sense. Now, to her dad and what he did. So, he paid her work to give her a job as a journalist in the F1 section, not in the tennis section. He basically paid them to open up a spot for her, which hurts her because she wanted to be in tennis. And then, after her whole interview with Adrian, spending just a day with him and writing about all the stuff that he does, he then goes and pays all of the teams to let her interview their drivers, and he basically gets that all to happen. He is basically the reason why she is so big, why she's become such a big, like, journalist and stuff. So basically, she didn't do it herself, which hurts her. Like, she thought she was doing that all herself and she was that good, and then turns out that it was all her father doing it. It hurts. Now to Lincoln. Like I said, he hits Adrian right where it hurts before a race, and he says some really rude things that get under his skin. It wasn't good. He's not a nice person. He also does some stuff to Nevaeh that we don't like. He's also the person who tells Nevaeh's bosses about her relationship with Adrian. Like, he took a video of them kissing and sent it to them. And also, he said that they were in a relationship together. That they were sleeping together. That Lincoln and Nevaeh were sleeping with each other, which they're not. She kissed him once, and she hated it. And also, she doesn't know why she did it. She just kind of did it. She was hurting, and he was being nice to her. And then she stopped. She's like, no, this can't happen. So, Adrian and Nevaeh, they did start a relationship, and then it was found out, of course, because of Lincoln. Also, another thing I don't like, I forgot to mention this. When they finally are like, okay, let's just do this relationship in secret, and they have sex, they just kind of do it again and again. And I'm just like, we don't need all of that. Like, I don't need to know. Like, I already know they did it once. I know they're going to do it again. But I don't need to see all of the times that they do it after that. So that's also why I got a 7 out of 10. Because I don't like it when books do that. Like, get to the plot. Like, sex is not the plot. Yeah. They both suit each other really well. So yeah, that's nice. That's about it. I don't remember what the next book is called, but I'm going to read it. Also don't know when I'm going to post this. It may be tomorrow, which is Wednesday, or Saturday, which for me is race day, so. Anyways, F1. I'm really excited about this, actually. I don't know how it's going to go. I'm really new to it, but I really like it. So I'm excited. I don't think okay. I think that are the topper, either going to be Mercedes or Ferrari, because they both looked really good in the pre-season testing. But also, like, you never know, because that's just testing. So I guess we'll see. I'm excited. I really like F1. Anyways, that is it. Thank you for watching, and have a good rest of your day, night, week, month, year, life. Goodbye. Thanks.